Hey everyone, it's Will from Garage Built Athlete here with a special episode. Thank you for watching. What I wanted to talk about today was training, really. It's a big part of my life and something that I've done for the past 20 plus years, crikey. And I wanted to give you a tour of my home gym. So I started training really martial arts probably when I was about 18, and from there went on to train at the gym and did various different things like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, judo, kickboxing, Thai boxing and MMA. And I did actually have a semi-professional mixed martial arts fight at one point, which was an experience. But what I've stuck with mainly is powerlifting, weightlifting, bodybuilding, and more recently CrossFit. I originally started training at home when my son was born, so Harrison is now 11, and what I found was going to the gym when I had a very young child, I kind of felt a bit guilty that I was out of the house for quite a lot of time, so I bought a barbell and a squat rack and some weights from Amazon, and I had them in a shed outside. Now, I've upgraded from the shed slightly, moved houses a couple of times since then, but I've always continued to train, between 3 to 5 times a week. Over the years, I've added to the collection, and I'll show you some of the stuff that I've got. I'm gonna have to excuse the mess in the garden as that needs sorting out. Okay, so starting in the corner, I've got some resistance bands, quite good for some light intensity exercising, maybe a bit of rehab. If you're trying to work on any little niggles and things that you've got, it's a really good option to have. You can do all sorts with resistance bands. Next, quite a big piece of equipment is called the reverse hyper, and that is good for strengthening your lower back. I have a gymnastics mat there, which I use mainly for stretching, but I can also do things like handstand push-ups when I have a bit of space. I can do that in the gym. This evil thing is known as an assault bike, and it's an absolute staple in CrossFit and really good for cardio and endurance and conditioning. Along those lines, I have a rowing machine. So this one's from Wolverson, and the most popular brands you get are Concept 2, which I've had in the past. Into the corner here, we have a ski erg. So again, a bit of cardio equipment, works really well for building up a nice strong engine and your conditioning, and you can pair that with pretty much any CrossFit workout that you want to do. One of my original purchases was the power rack. So it's absolutely awesome bit of kit if you like to do powerlifting, any sort of body weight exercise with pull-ups. You can do dips, you can hang rings off it. But yeah, that's a really good safety feature as well in terms of having the pins for when you're training, so you don't get squashed if you're training on your own. Coupled with that, a bench for doing bench press, and also any other sort of activities that you can think of with a bench. Here I have a selection of dumbbells, kettlebells, basketball, football, ab wheel, medicine ball for chucking about. I also have these little bad boys here for when I'm feeling not so strong and for when the kids come and train with me. And the last thing to show you, really, some of you may know, as I do often mention it, is the ice bath. So in the corner here is the ice bath, which I try and do 5 to 6 times a week. Let's see what the temperature is today. I don't know if you can see that very well. 8 degrees C. So I'll be in there after work for 4 minutes. That's a whistle-stop tour of the garage gym. I say garage, it's in a conservatory now. It was a garage before, but when I separated from my wife a couple of years ago, moved house, had to get something, and I needed some space for all this kit. As part of training at home and community of garage gym, home gym, myself and my brother decided that we wanted to do something a little bit creative for ourselves, and we started up an Instagram account called Garage Built Athlete. So that's where the YouTube videos go when I do things like reviewing equipment, recovery tools, little bits of training here and there. And we also did a podcast for quite a while before he got incredibly busy and at work and couldn't quite make the commitment anymore. Along with the Instagram account, we wanted to be able to give our followers a little something that they could maybe have for themselves and feel part of that community, part of the Garage Built Athlete crew. So I actually taught myself how to print my own t-shirts, so design and print t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts. So as well as the kind of the social media stuff and the YouTube stuff, I've actually got some physical merchandise that went out all over the world. So we started up Garage Built Athlete a few months before COVID hit. Wasn't intentional, didn't know it was coming, but that really helped grow and promote our little community because there was a lot of people wanting to get into training at home. And as I mentioned, I've been using my home gym for 11 years now and building it up over time. More recently, I like to go and train at the CrossFit gym just down the road. It's an awesome community to train with. I go at 6:30 every morning. I always wanted to be the kind of person who got up and trained in the morning, and eventually I got to that stage where I did do that. I like to feel physically fit. I also find it helps manage things like stress and depression and anxiety, which I've suffered from in the past. If I continue to exercise and continue to do those hard things, like getting in the ice bath, like an absolutely savage workout, that really helps with my mindset around approaching other things which may be difficult or out of my comfort zone, you know, in a work environment and in a home environment as well. So, you know, coming into a situation at work where I'm unsure, and I think to myself, well, I can get in an ice bath, I can do this, you know, I can squat that weight, I can definitely deliver this presentation. So those kind of things really benefit me in terms of my day-to-day life. Another thing which I'm really quite keen to do is to promote a healthy lifestyle with my children. I want to be a role model for them. So I never force them to do any training. I wouldn't want to do that to them. But having the equipment at home makes it really easy and accessible. Should they want to jump on the bike or the rower or the ski, then it's there. And it's always going to be there for them because I have it. If you haven't got it, you can't use it. You've got to go and use somebody else's equipment. So it takes up a lot of space. It costs quite a bit. But actually, I think it's one of the most worthwhile things that I've ever bought. And if I had more space, I'd have more stuff. But at the minute, in this house that I'm in, this is kind of the limit for what I've got. So there you have it. There's a little tour of my home gym and a little bit of information about why I do it and what I like to do. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do have any questions about, you know, how to get started training or progressing your training, you know, I'm happy to chat about it. It's something that I'm very passionate about. Also, if you're interested in recovery, so that might be mobility, you know, ice baths, massage, anything like that, then it really interests me. I'm very keen on understanding what makes me feel good and exploring that kind of stuff. I listen to a lot of podcasts on topics. And I try and apply the things that I learn in the physical training to my work and my family life as well. That's me. If you enjoyed the video today, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. See ya.